let's talk about handguards. Hey everyone, Dylan Schumacher, Citadel Defense, and I recently built this irons gun, which may or may not already have a video out on it yet, depending on when these all get scheduled to come out. But this is a one from BCM. Now Magpul, which we're going to look at in just a second here, makes something similar, and as far as I know was the only one that made it up until recently. I'm sure these have been around for a while, I just didn't know about them. And I want to talk about which one is better or best or whatever, and why you should own it. So let's look at the tabletop. Okay, so right on the bottom here, this is the original model from Magpul. And essentially what these are two-piece replacement handguards, right? So they come in two pieces, right? And they are designed to replace that initial plastic kind of clamshell heat shield up here, right? And they make them now, which they have, I mean, I say now, but these have been in the market for a long time. And the reason you'd want to replace that is because they put M-lock slots in here, right? Which is very nice when attaching accessories or whatever. So the original one from Magpul here, my only gripe with it is it's a little bulky. I mean, if you measure this thing around circumference to circumference, you're looking at, I don't know, 7 3/8. I'm going to call it 7 3/8 circumference. Okay, 7 3/8 inches circumference, and it's just a little bit bulky. So Magpul went out and they made the slim down version. Right now, this is a carbine length one. This is a rifle length gun, obviously, but this is a carbine length one, and this one was more comfortable to grip because it's a little bit skinnier. Now, if I measure this one, kind of end to end here, we're looking at, man, it's almost 7. I think it's just, maybe it's a 1/16 above. I'm going to call it 7, okay? 7 inches. You can say, 3/8 inches, it's not a big deal. But I'm telling you, it feels skinnier. It feels substantially smaller and skinnier. The downside is, though, when you put this one on your rifle, they overran the bottom portion here on purpose, so you have to remove your sling swivel on your rifle in order to put this on there, because it covers up that sling swivel, which isn't the biggest deal. I mean, I usually mount my M-lock slots and stuff up further higher on the receiver here, like, oh, well, here we go, yeah, like right down here, right, anyway. So, you know, not having the sling swivel up front doesn't really bother me, but can be an issue for some people. Then I just discovered this, but this is the one from BCM. Now their version is probably just about as skinny, if not skinnier here. So their version comes in at, let's see, that's under 7 inches. That's about 6.5. So it is much skinnier, much easier to grab than this one, right? It's got about the right amount. And they don't overrun it so that it takes over your front sling swivel if that's important to you. Again, I'm running mine off the bottom here, so I don't know if that matters. But I really like this one. They have the built-in hand stop. It's skinnier. They give you some rough coating here so that you can grab it and it's a little easier to hold, whatever, versus like a smooth like the Magpul ones. Now, the one thing I will say, though, is the Magpul ones, they put your M-lock in the 3 and 9 o'clock positions, right? So the 3 and 9 o'clock positions, same thing here. Here's the carbine one, right? You get 3 slots on each side. BCM put them at the angle, right? They put them at kind of that, I don't know, what is that, 2:30, 1:30, and then 10:30, 11 o'clock kind of positions here, and not on the sides. Now, mostly a stylistic thing, right? And I'll probably run a light when I put a light on this gun eventually. I'm going to get like a inline mount. I'll probably just try to run it up here up front anyway. But if that's a concern to you, that can be an issue. I wish they had, you know, M-lock slots back here so I could attach a sling. But again, I just ran mine on the bottom. Not the biggest deal in the world. But I think I definitely like this BCM one the best so far, just because, like I said, it's skinnier, and so it's easier to grab and run with and fight with and use, and I just appreciate that. Now, if you have big monster hands, this probably all isn't a big issue to you, but if you're like me and you have normal sized hands, well then, you know, hey, this might come in handy. So I've definitely found the BCM one to be the best fit for me personally. I got this one as a blem model for like 20 bucks. It was a cosmetic blem, which I didn't care about because I painted it anyway. So for me, it was steal of a deal. great thing. Very glad I have it. If I had more guns with front sight posts on them, I'd probably buy more of these. Not free floating, right? None of these are going to be free floating. Really, I just want it to be able to mount a place with a light and a sling, and that's really all I care about, right? On this one, I guess I did mount a bipod, which is cool, but I could do that on here too if I had. I will say no one makes one that's rifle length and is skinny. I don't know if that's because the material is so long and it doesn't have enough tensile strength. I don't know what that is, but guys, BCM, Magpul, make a rifle length one that's your skinny version, because I'll buy it and I'll put it on here and then I'll just repaint this gun, because I want a rifle length one that's skinny. Those are nice to have. So I hope that is a little bit of a guide. It gives you some ideas here on what perfect heat shield handguard thing might be right for you. Do brave deeds and endure.